The first round is in the books. Now we narrow down to 32 teams, and we start to look at Sunday's matchups. Two games in particular have our attention. The number 3 seed, LSU, will take on the number 11 seed, Middle Tennessee State. And Ice, Kim Mulkey called LSU's first round performance. She said we played selfish. She called it a poor performance. They still won, but how do they come in with the right energy?
Yeah, I think it's all about the mindset. The mindset has to be a sense of urgency. They cannot allow themselves to start the game the way they did. They cannot allow Angel Reese to go a half without making a field goal. They just have to start on point with a sense of urgency. My thinking is you're the defending champs. You have or should have the biggest target on your back. You have to play and deliver like that. So I'm looking for them to change their mentality going into the game. And like I said yesterday, I believe it starts with Haley Van Lith at the point guard position. She has to set the tone for the Tigers.
Cass, on the other side for Middle Tennessee, what can be an X factor for them to keep their run going?
Yeah, I'm looking to see if they can hit and get hot from three. You know, especially if LSU is going to continue to turn the ball over. Can they turn those into points, and can they really start to run up the score by hitting those threes, especially if LSU is going to start slow again?
Hot seat, predicting an upset?
Sure, yeah. We'll go with Middle Tennessee. I think LSU has had some trouble of late.
Ice, you had them right the first time.
I might as well stay with them, right? I'm going to stay with the Raiders. I'm going to stay with the Blue Raiders. I'm going to stay with it. Let's go.
So our second game that we're looking at, it's number 2 Stanford versus number 7 Iowa State. There's a lot of star power in the paint. Stanford's anchored by veteran stars in Cameron Brink and Kiki Iriafen inside. But for Iowa State, it's a young team, and they've got a freshman in Audi Crooks who just dropped 40 points. And she only missed 2 shots on the way to that in the first round. So they'll be facing off. Cass, Stanford is playing at home. Last year, they failed to get out of Maples Pavilion, and that was really tough and disappointing for them. They now see a hot, young Iowa State team. How dangerous could they be for Stanford?
I think it's really dangerous. I mean, Stanford is going to be able to put more length on Audi Crooks with Cameron Brink and Kiki Iriafen, but I think it'll be interesting to see if Audi can put Cameron into foul trouble. We've seen that before with her. She's obviously improved this season, but if she gets 3 and 4 fouls pretty quickly and early in the game, I think Audi can really take advantage of that. The flip side, though, is that Audi needs to hit those free throws if she's going to step to the line. She was 4 of 8 in the last game, and in a close one that this is probably going to be, you really want those points.
It's a really valid point. I mean, Cameron Brink leads the nation in blocks, and you don't want to get block thirsty. And if you do that, she could find herself in foul trouble, and I find that very dangerous for Stanford because she brings the fire and the energy.
Emotional leader.
Absolutely.
She's the emotional leader for the Cardinals. I think, though, for Audi Crooks, that the pressure is not really on her. It's really on the guard play. She just dropped 40 as a freshman, right? So there's no way Stanford's going to go in there and not guard the paint. But are you going to defend the 3? I was really impressed with the way that Iowa State knocked down 9 threes versus Maryland. And then Emily Ryan, 14 assists. But she also had 18 points and was 3 of 3 from 3. So I'm more concerned with the guard play of your darlings to see if they can combat that against the inside presence that we know it's going to be a battle in the paint. And I can't wait to see. We talk about matchups in the paint.
Right.
That will be a good one.
Yes, and it'll be nice to see if Audi is ready for all that Stanford's going to throw at her. Having played there, I absolutely know and believe that they're going to have a full game plan just packed around her and hoping to see if the others will step up. We'll see.